Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of Australian Survivor. It's Australia v. the World, Season 1. Hopefully there's more of these. Episode 3. I'm Jonny Fairplay, joined again by winner of Brains v. Brawn 2. How amazing does that sound?
Oh, you have no idea. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get old, honestly. I can just hear you saying it over and over again, honestly.
I won celebrity bull riding, which a lot of people don't bring up in the lexicon of reality TV, which literally the hardest show anyone could ever win.
Yeah.
I literally rode 11 bulls. I got 8 for 8 seconds. It's like holy shit, what happened? So, but no, I'm just a very humble one of 13 Survivor Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
But holy shit, very sad day here. The king is dead. Apparently there's one king left. He reminded us.
I think if you have to remind everyone that you're the king, I don't know that that really works as well. It's like when the king has died and you've got another guy that steps up and is like, you all have to refer to me as the king or I'm going to cut your head off. It doesn't carry the same kind of gravitas as the guy who has everyone referring to him as the king.
I don't think of Luke. I mean, I know Luke Toki is the king of the jungle. However, I think more creeping.
Yeah, it's an image thing, right? Because I never Luke is more of like a rascal, right? Like he's more of just like a fun troublemaker. He's not one of these like completely domineering presences like a George or like a David and whatnot. Like even Janine on her season, right? These people that just completely like dominated their season strategically. He was more of like a fluid, fun troublemaker character.
He had for me he's kind of a hybrid of another Game of Thrones reference. The Hands of the King.
Yeah.
And then what's it? Longfellow, Goodfellow, what
Littlefinger, you mean?
Littlefinger, yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Luke is a hybrid of those two characters.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't think the King of the Jungle thing has ever come quite as naturally as like David's Golden God and George's king.
Yeah. I mean, and for the record, George is just the king of Bankstown.
Yeah.
He doesn't profess to be the king of Survivor, the king of any of these things. He's the king of Bankstown. And if you've been to Bankstown, he's very proud of Bankstown.
Yeah. To be fair, I think the edit often cuts off the Bankstown part and just has him. So it'll be like, I'm the king with no clarification there of where specifically.
Yes. So and if you go to Bankstown with George, they love George and Bankstown.
Yeah, well, I know people who live out west, and like they do. A lot of the Westies really love George. Like he's seen as someone that like is representing them on the big TV screen, which is something like it's one of those. I don't know of specific areas to compare it to in America, but in Australia, as I'm sure you know, it's like one of those niche kind of cultural areas that has its own kind of vibe and energy and whatnot. So to see one of your own from there, it's a pretty good representation.
Yeah, it's not like George is like, I'm the king of Australia, I'm the king of Sydney, I'm the king of Melbourne. He's like, I'm the king of Bankstown. And if you know Bankstown, it's just like, it's pretty good. So like for Americans, George is not saying he's the king of Boston. He's not saying he's the king of New York. He's saying he's the king of Greenville, South Carolina.
That means absolutely nothing to me. I'm going to be real with you.
It means little to nothing here. There's 3 viewers from Greenville, South Carolina, going, "Hey, wait a second."
Hey.
No. But Myles, I'd be remiss if we don't do a little house cleaning here. I do check out the comments sometimes. I got banned from the Survivor Circle Jerk subreddit yesterday.
Oh, why?
Well, so like last year, the year before, I got banned from the Survivor subreddit for promoting either T-shirts or a viewing party or my podcast. And I'm just like, fuck you. I mean, like literally anyone that @Fairplay hates me on Reddit and asks a question, I respond. And I'm pretty, because I get the alert and I'm pretty prolific about it. And in the world of survivors, most of us don't. So the fact that I do, I'm just like, all right, I feel like I earned a little ability to promote some. And it's not like I'm going on the Survivor subreddit and going, hey, check out my Deal or No Deal Island podcast, or check out my wrestling after show podcast.
Yeah, it's Survivor related stuff.
I'm like Survivor related. And, and so free up, I'm just like, hey, how cool is it? I got Myles, the winner of Brains v Brawn 2. We're talking Australia v the world. You may not be aware of it. Here you go. And if you don't like it, vote it down or, whatever. And so anyway, so I got kicked off the regular Survivor subreddit. And then the Survivor circle jerks are like, hey, we're not as big, but if you want to come on here and promote your shit, it's fine. And apparently a different basement hobbit bottom dweller is avatar stealing, because they're never attractive. There's someone else in charge or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, you can't post. And I'm just like, all right, I don't need to be in the Survivor circle jerk subreddit to make my life complete. So if I can't promote, I don't need to be here. Goodbye. And they're like, you're banned for saying that. And I'm just like, okay. And I blew a kiss. They're like, this is such a bad look, or this is embarrassing. And I'm just like, I think it was embarrassing that I ever went there.
That's a bit of I'm breaking up with you kind of moment. You're like, I don't really need to be here. They're like, no, we're booting you out.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So for the record, I hate Reddit in almost every case possible. And this just really sealed at home. But not those comments, but I read the comments in here on the YouTube after this is done. And so we were called out yesterday, Myles, for tooting George's horn and saying how great a gameplay he made yesterday. And I don't feel like, I want to qualify it with, we're both friends with George.
Yeah, and we hear obviously a bit of the behind the scenes, probably more from, I've heard from other people as well, but we've definitely heard George's perspective.
Yeah.
Because George will let everyone know his perspective on everything.
Sure, but we're friends, and I'm one of George's best friends.
Yeah, and his second favorite US Survivor player.
And second favorite US Survivor. Thanks, Sandra Diaz Twine, for being there. I don't think we were like, as I said, we're going to champion our friends, and we're going to have our friends back, because that's what friends do. And yes, this is a biased, jaded podcast, because of that. But at the same time, I don't feel that we said George played great last week or last episode.
I thought we were very critical of Dave Jonny, which I stand by. I think he played a bit of a shocking game that early bit. But I think my perspective on George was just kind of like, he did decently to just survive, considering how stacked that tribe was against him, but he didn't play well. Like, I thought Kirby played amazingly. I thought for the first vote, at least Sarah and Shaunie were doing all right. Like, I thought Luke did well to keep his head down. But like George, it was like, yeah, he did all right, but it was sloppy. It was messy. But I think it was just more that like his options were pretty limited by Dave Jonny just making really bad moves. And I think in a world where Dave Jonny plays better, George is probably able to potentially do a bit better.
Well, I think George saw his only real end game was with Luke and David Jonny, and I think he was right. And this episode showed that.
You know what it is. I've talked to AJ about this a lot, and one thing I'm really bad at is I'm really bad at reading the player versus the board. I can often read the board really well, see this is this person's best move, this person's best move, but I'll misjudge what they're going to do if they make like a bad move or whatnot. And I think George potentially has that tendency as well, where he's such like a logic numbers guy, and he just made a bad read of where he's looking at the board and he goes, Dave Jonny, based on the board, should be trying to keep me in the game, and then he doesn't. He makes a move that's bad for him, and then George misplays based on that. Because I did that multiple times in my season, where I would read, okay, this person should be doing this, and then they just make a move that was objectively bad for their game, and I'd go, okay, I've got no idea what's just happened here.
Yeah, I'm more of I'm a big move for me, which makes me a little more malleable, and truth be told, like Pearl Islands, I literally just ripped off Rob C's playbook.
Yeah.
and then
totally.
just turn the volume up to 11. So and thank you, Rob C, for giving me the play, because I'd never seen the show before I was cast. I'm watching all these. They're like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "I really don't like your show." They're like, "What about Boston Rob?" I'm like, "He didn't make the merge." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to be nice. This sucks. I hate this." And then I saw Rob C jump from Alliance to Alliance without consequence. I was like, "Okay, here we go. I can do this." I'm a game board guy internally for myself, but I shockingly I am a person to person read on the person, because I like one of my best friends in Survivor is Sugar. Like
Yeah.
we're tight. I'd say she's in my top 10 friends. We're out there together. She's the first person I'm sending home, because there is nothing like whatever Sugar tells you is she doesn't know.
Yeah.
And she's not going to make the best move for herself.
Yeah.
and so like it's fun, and it's just like, wow, you're a shitty friend. No, the other top 9 friends I'm gonna work with. But like you just look, there's just some people, and a lot of people, they are not thinking what's best for me. Going, they don't see that game board in front of them like you and I do, and it's just like, why are you stupid, or why are you crazy? Maybe the word maybe not stupid. I think it could be seen as stupid, but it's, why are you crazy?
Yeah, and I guess what came in here is that it was the Golden God that was the one doing it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think in another world, maybe it, like, I think when I'm doing it, I've objectively made a mistake, because I should know that these people aren't going to be necessarily logical, because it's a bunch of, like, if I'm playing with, like, the Brawns, for example, right? Like, the Brawns aren't going to be, like, super logical. So I should be playing, like, what they're feeling, right? But if you're playing with Dave Janae, you're pitching him a plan that is objectively the correct plan. He should be listening to it, and he should be going along with it, right? And so, like, I don't think it's that bad to then make the mistake of trying to work with someone who you do see as logical, pitch them the best plan, and kind of go all in on that. Now we can talk about today, because I think today was a bit different. I don't think we're going to have much good to say about George's performances today.
No, we will not be sitting here going, hey, did you see this brilliance?
It was really amazing, actually, seeing George, probably the sloppiest and messiest he's played since, like, the early Brains versus Brawn 1 days, like literally his first days on the beach.
Episodes 1 and 2 of Brains v Brawn 1. I mean, like, it's literally. So I will say this, in the history of alliances, we had the short-lived Power Bottom Alliance. We had the unnamed Power Bottom Alliance. You were a part of possibly the greatest alliance of all time. Was that the Ultimate Alliance? Was that
the Mega Alliance? Oh, the Mega Alliance.
Yes, you. I don't. Where's the what's the weakness of the Mega Alliance?
The weakness of the Mega Alliance is that as soon as you go to Tribal, the Mega Alliance gets broken up.
Well, not if you all stay.
Yeah, but the weakness of that is that you've already gone to Tribal before, and no one trusts each other, and everyone internally is already turning on each other. Yeah. The Mega Alliance is incredible. It's one of my favorite moments from our season, honestly.
It is. For those of you that have not seen Brains v Brawn 2, Myles is well, you were in the Hunks Alliance just by proxy. That's a sight and a scene all for itself. But Myles has a tribe member named Jesse. Is it Jesse?
Jesse, yeah, who's never watched Survive before, not really super into the whole strategizing thing. Lovely guy, though.
Sure. Seems like a nice guy. I met, like, one of his best friends at my Sydney viewing party. So, very, very nice guy. And but for those of you that have not seen, Jesse formed the Mega Alliance, in which everyone on the tribe is a member of this alliance.
Yeah. And he tried, and it was serious as well. It wasn't even a joke. He tried to roll with the Mega Alliance into Merge. Like, he comes into Merge and he's like, I've got this Mega Alliance. Here's what we're going to do. And then gets voted out.
It's just like, wow. The optimism of the Mega Alliance is something to be trumpeted.
Yeah. Pulling in a bunch of people who you tried to vote out the night before.
Yes. But other than that, there are some systematic flaws with the Mega Alliance. I would like to have formed a mega alliance at one time.
Yeah, yeah.
I can see Sandra rolling her eyes at the discussion of a mega alliance. It's just like, okay.
Oh.
All right, episode 3, The King is Dead. I like to break out the records every now and then for the cool kids.
Yeah.
And I went with this one. I went with Queen Live Killers. It's as close as I had to anything King related. This is a great album, and it's very hard to find. And I have its original pressing, so I actually try a reissue nowadays. But there we go. So
what do you think of Kirby's new nickname, the Godslayer? That's what people are calling it.
I feel like we're already past that on episode by the end of episode 3. So
I mean, I'm just happy it's not king or queen or
princess.
or princess. Yeah, Godslayer works better than princess.
Princess Kirby works with a Mario themed T-shirt because you have Kirby and Princess Toadstool, and so it's a lot going on there. This is my record for yesterday. I forgot. Old Dirty Bastard. So, I feel like there's some shimmying going on when we got to Tribal. So previously on Survivor, Kirby got all the credit. Is literally all that I took away from the previously on, and then our little intro scene, which was more of this is the Kirby show.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair. I think Kirby seems to be running it. She's been in complete control of the first 2 votes. She's getting her way. She seems to be playing really well. Like, she's always in the middle of everything, and all the conversations are flowing through her.
And I feel like some of these gals are in love with Kirby.
She does have that effect, though. Like, you've met her. I've met her. She is just, like, she's got that personality. She's got that aura. Like, you just want to hang out with Kirby.
I wasn't romantically inclined, and I feel like there's a subtext of romance, third wheel, side piece. Like, I'm just like, this was very Love Island-y.
Maybe I've got no idea, but it is very like it is interesting. I'm sure we'll talk on it more later, but the way Sarah is just rolling with Kirby, and like, I know that they have kind of been together from the start, but in my mind, if I am having troubles with an alliance member, right, like if there's someone that's really I'm just not working well with, there's 6 other people on the beach, right? You are totally welcome to go find another alliance person to work with that will work with you the way that you want to. But she's like, God, I'm so frustrated working with Kirby, yet I'm just going to stick with Kirby. And it's very interesting that she's just kind of put all her eggs in a basket that doesn't seem to be working with her that well so far.
Well, how long ago was her first season?
2017 was Sarah's first season. It was actually the first season I ever watched of Survivor, of any Survivor.
That's Jericho's season, right?
Yeah, Jericho's season, yeah.
That's the first season of Australian Survivor that I watched.
Yeah. It's good season.
Yeah. So I think she's the kind of player, and I know a lot. I actually did end up speaking to Rhino yesterday for about an hour. So and I don't know if I fully answered the question. Me and Rupert are cool, but like Rupert doesn't go out of his way to be friends with any of us.
Yeah.
Whereas I do. So like I have no animosity towards anyone. Like, I mean, like Lil. I've done viewing parties in Cincinnati. I've invited Lil pretty much every time, and she's expressed to others. She's like, I would go. I'm just scared Johnny's going to be mean to me. I'm not gonna, like,
Aww.
I'm not going to be like, I told her, I was just like, I was like, it's going to hurt when I hug you because I am going to hug you. So that's where I'm at. Like, me and Boston Rob weren't friends forever because like I'm Lex is one of my best friends and I'm Team Lex. And like 2 years ago, we were at a charity event. And I'm just like, look, man, I'm about to turn 50. I don't need an enemy in my life. I was like, you want to shake hands? He was like, nope, let's hug. And so, me and Boss are like, so Russell Hantz, I try to keep at arm's length, but that's just but when he doesn't call after 1 a.m., I pick up. There is a list of us that he calls after 1 a.m. that, and then we compare notes. It's like, did he call you first or did he call me first? And so, because you hope to be lower on, you don't want to be one of the first because it's anyway.
Yeah.
But no, me and Rupert are fine. But yeah. But getting this is all full circle. Getting to the Rhino of it all back to Sarah. I think Sarah has internalized since 2017. Here's what I did wrong. If I were ever to get the opportunity to do it again, I'm not making that same mistake. And she's double downing. Like, I don't think the problem was her being fluid, and I think that's where her issue lies, or problem, more so than an issue. It was overly fluid was her problem. So I think she could use a little more fluidity. And yes, Shaunie did say something initially about her, being too fluid. But I don't think that was Shaunie saying, "Hey, I can't ever try." Like, I think Shaunie was just like, she said something in passing. I think if Shaunie, I would imagine if Shaunie watched the episode, she's like, "Oh my God, I did not mean anything by it, girl. Get over it."
Yeah. Like, especially on this season as well. I think it's one of those cases where, and I think we've seen it a lot so far this season. Like, people are not adapting, right? Like, this season is so different to so many of the other seasons. And in general, if you're playing a second or third season, right, every season's different, every cast is different. But this season's especially different. And Sarah is potentially taking the wrong messages and teachings from what was a newbie season to now playing with like a bunch of incredible players. Like, I don't think anyone out there is really expecting people to be like ride or die loyal. Everyone knows the deal. It's fucking Australia versus the world, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows people are going to be fluid.
Yeah. So, and I think some people understand that a lot more. I think Kirby might be the most fluid person there. I mean, like, she's not. Nothing is being done emotionally, just like before. Yeah. And she's hearing all this stuff, and she's like, "Yeah, I kind of want to do this," and they're just like, "Oh wow, she sure is stubborn." It's just like, no, I think she just said it. She said it twice, and she was like, "I mean, if you need me to say it a third time, I can. If not, I could probably be convinced of something else. But you guys are so scared to approach me that you're just like, okay, she's locked in. We got to go with that."
Well, something that's crazy is that at the start, you have a scene where Shaunie is saying she kind of wishes she got rid of George the episode before, where you got Sarah saying she wishes she got rid of George the episode before. So by all accounts, the only person that actually wanted Dave gone on that tribe was Kirby. And she got her way, but bizarrely.
Yeah, out of anyone. I mean, Luke didn't want him gone. George didn't want him gone. Kirby is literally...
even George didn't want him gone.
Yeah.
He was trying to save him. Like, Kirby was the only person on that tribe who wanted Dave gone, and Dave went.
Well, our intro scene would not be complete without King George saying that he is on the attack, and his empire will go to the top. This doesn't play well.
Yeah. I'm interested. Like, it does seem like he got a little bit ahead of himself here, where he needed to kind of like get his head down and just keep a bit low for a moment and let the other big people kind of tossle it out a bit. He seemed to take winning that last battle against David as like, okay, time to play, time to rock and roll. I'm going to take charge of the next vote, where I don't know that was the right play there.
This should have been episode 4. There's no reason for this George episode 3. This is like you get your feet back, solid footing, and as you said, head down. You Luke Toki it is what you did.
Yeah, 100%. I think Luke did the perfect example of what you should be doing here, which is just like head down, regather like troops, figure out where you're at, figure out who you can actually work with. And then like, I imagine Luke will probably start sticking his head up in the next couple of episodes once he has a better feel for the tribe. But you gotta like, it's one thing that I made a really big mistake of on my season. It's like, you've got to have the right read of the tribe before you make any moves, right? If you're making moves before you understand the tribe dynamics properly, you're just going to like fuck up and it's not going to work out. You need to establish those, like build that read correctly. And then once you can see the board clearly, then you can see what move you got to make. But there's no point trying to make big, especially doing a bloody split. Like, you're not doing a 2-2 split if you don't really understand the dynamics. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. And you were really like, you got that power, and you use that power sometimes effectively, sometimes ridiculously ineffectively. And it was humbling, and we saw that it was humbling for you. And it was just like, because you did go from the bottom to the top, to the bottom, but when you would go down the bottom, you were like, it wasn't like, hey, I know that didn't work, but I'm still in charge.
Yeah, you don't keep swinging.
You were just like, all right, this next episode's not going to be a Myles episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 or 2. I'll be back. But this one, I got like, I'm not even going to give you a good confessional. Like, this is not like, even in secrecy. I'm keeping my head low.
Yeah. That's the deal. Like when you get punted off to the bottom, like the plan is not keep going hard. It's get your head down, just stay down and like recover and just especially on this season, right? Where, as we talked about yesterday, it's so driven by ego. You've got all these big characters. You don't think that there was anyone else that was willing to swing at each other? Like we know that there was, because people were throwing out Shaunie's name, right? Like if George keeps his head down, potentially someone else throws out Shaunie's name, or potentially if he keeps his head down, Kirby and Sarah are much more willing to go for Luke or Janine versus him sticking his head up and trying to drive the vote again, right?
This is great. As I said, George does this episode 4, I allow it. Episode 3, I'm just like, sweetheart, please stop, please.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wearing your shirt. Don't do this.
Yeah. There was a bit of like watching a car crash in real time. Like it was the whole episode, you could kind of see what was coming.
It was rough. So, all right, well, it's day 5. George is idol searching. Luke is not, because he has it in his pocket, and he lost his ally and his shield, and more importantly, George hates him.
Yeah.
So George asked Shaunie, who are you most threatened by now that the Golden God is gone? Notice that we did not get an answer from Shaunie, because that was the person indeed asking the question.
Yeah, totally.
So Shaunie, she's with Kirby and Sarah, and her ultimate goal is to get rid of George this episode. Well, that works. And they are the Cookies and Cream Alliance, possibly. I don't feel like there was a definitive answer on that.
Yeah. I don't know. That whole like Kirby, Shaunie, Sarah situation seems a little bit spicy. And obviously I don't take too much stock from the previews, but the previews for next episode don't seem that great on it. But yeah, it seems like they're not getting along too great at the moment.
No, this is like Parks and Rec season 2. You had who's Audrey Plaza, whatever her character.
Oops, sorry, I think I've lost you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Parks and Rec season 2, Audrey Plaza, her character, she had her boyfriend and his boyfriend.
It's the situation.
And I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
Like, fingers crossed. I love the idea for you. I just don't think it's gonna. And I feel like it is literally Kirby or it's I guess Shaunie and her girlfriend Kirby and her girlfriend Sarah. I don't know. There's
Kirby's in the middle. Whatever's happening, Kirby's in the middle.
Kirby is Kirby's good for Kirby.
Yeah.
A younger Jonny Fairplay would kill for the sandwich.
Yeah, it is impressive. Like Kirby is playing absurdly well right now. Like it's ridiculous how well Kirby is playing on this season.
I feel above all else, it's the calmness of it all.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like I think we see Janine freaking out. I think we see Luke Toki freaking out. We definitely see George freaking out. We saw the Golden God freak out. Yeah. We're seeing Shaunie. Sarah is a fucking mess.
Sarah's a mess. I love Sarah. I love her as a person, but she is all over the place.
She is in her thoughts.
Yeah.
So, but I think Kirby's just like, all right. So we start filming next week. Cool. This is just like a practice deal. All right. Honestly, she's not giving them the confession. She's not even making a TV show right now. Like I really think like she thinks this is the dress rehearsal, and she's like, all right, so yeah, just let me know. I'm just figuring out like pacing and stuff. I'm just like, where I'm gonna stand when we shoot this for real.
Yeah, totally. You know what's so crazy? You've got people like Luke and George and David and Shaunie, who are literally like the best Australian Survivor players ever. And Kirby's making them look like idiots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Kirby's making them all look like little lemmings, just like scampering around like Messi, and she's just there kind of pulling all the strings and whatnot. These are the greatest players ever to play Australian Survivor. Literally, like if that's probably the 4 best, maybe you're missing Haley, but minus Haley, probably like
Minus
the 4
Haley.
best
Ever.
Australian Survivor players ever. And she's just making them look like idiots.
What I think the super speed of this format is a mind fuck.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing people play these sped up games, and maybe the key to the sped up season is patience and not playing fast.
You know what else as well? Kirby played Titans versus Rebels, which is probably the most like intense dynamic season of Australian Survivor, right? Like voting block season, kind of target bouncing between, kept changing every episode. Like out of everyone out there who all played on these kind of like more structured seasons, she's probably the best suited to this kind of game style, right? Like Luke played, like first of all of those kind of pre-All-Stars games are pretty structured most of the times.
Yeah.
And even George's season, George actually does like to play a more definitive structured game, like Heroes versus Villains and Brains versus Brawns. There are very distinct alliances that he kind of just bounced between. Like these guys are not used to playing this kind of style of Survivor, and Kirby, that's what Kirby played on her only time she's played. That's all she knows, and so she's just kind of doing her thing, I guess.
Yeah, so it's amazing. So
yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. So all right. Well, as great as things are for the Cookies and Cream Alliance, possibly, we still don't know. Shaunie complicates things for Sarah in her relationship with Kirby.
Yeah.
And I'm like, does she? I don't.
No, you know what it is? You know what I think it is? I think Sarah is close with Luke. Like Sarah played with Luke. And I think that they're probably overstating the impact of Shaunie like actually complicating things and understating the impact of Sarah probably wants to keep Luke in the game and play with Luke. And that probably that's probably the side she wants to play with, as opposed to Kirby, who wants to play with Shaunie as opposed to Luke and Janine.
Yeah.
I think there's probably more of that.
I think they're enjoying more telling this weird love triangle story versus Sarah wants to work with Luke and Janine more than she wants to work with George and Shaunie.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
I think but I still think there's some feelings in there.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I'm not Sarah. I've never met her, but or maybe I don't know. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She is just really, really in her head.
Yeah. Which and I wonder and I wonder as well if there's a bit of like, I don't know, imposter syndrome there as well. Like, obviously,
why am I here?
I was so excited for Sarah to play. She's someone I've really wanted to see come back for ages. But if you're looking at this cast, right, her and Janine really stick out as far as the characters go. And Janine's not going to Janine doesn't care. She's the fucking CEO of Boost Juice, right?
Yeah, but the only way you're going to get her. She's like,
but out of everyone,
if not, lose my number.
Yeah, but out of everyone there, right, Sarah's potentially looking around and struggling to see how she fits in there, right?
Yeah. And I'm with you. I'm just like, oh my God, I'd like to see Sarah back. And it's like, ooh, is this the one? But at the same time, I'm just like, fuck, you need a hot chick. Why can't she be the hot chick?
Also, she's fun though. She while she is playing Messi, it's very fun what she's bringing, right?
I'm super excited they picked. I don't know how George feels about that, but through 3 episodes, chef's kiss. You got it. I don't think I'd rather have anyone out, because as I said, I sub out Haley for Janine. I still leave Sarah in there.
Yeah, 100%. I think she's been awesome casting so far. I think the only person who's been like a minor dud so far is Janine. And even then, right, like it's Janine. It's the one time you're going to get her back on and get her playing. Like, I get it. But yeah, I think that everyone out there is killing it. The Australia tribe especially, like all of them are really just bringing it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, to the Tommy of it all. Well, guess what? We're on to the World Tribe. Parv is here for coffee every morning.
Yeah.
And it is the French press of it all. Sorry, dumb Tony. God, how do you not know?
Yeah. The edit's definitely giving us signals at the moment with the cast of the Parvati and Tony of it all.
Yeah. And Tony's nervous, rightly so. And Tony's just like, hey, just throwing this out because we're all one big happy family. I would refer to us as the Us Alliance.
Yeah, Mega Alliance. Tony's making his own Mega Alliance.
Is this Mega Alliance 2?
This is the smaller Mega Alliance.
Oh, wow. I mean, sky's the limit. There's really nowhere to go but up for this new Mega Alliance. Hey, it made it strong through one episode.
Yeah.
They're still together. Kind of. So Tony's like, hey, let's just keep this box out in the open, because it's for us. And Cere's like, what's this us? Oh my God. Like, Cere does not suffer from fools in Australia or Samoa. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how quickly, like, in the first episode, obviously, we're shown, like, oh, the Americans are all sticking together. This episode, it's really clear that they're not, right? Like, the girls are talking about the key with Cass and with Lisa. They do not want a bar of Tony. Their priority is we need to stop Tony from getting the key. I think they would even include, I mean, they're not looking to, but they would include Tommy as part of the information tree versus Tony. Yeah, potentially. It's crazy. Tony has just become like target number one on the World Tribe, I guess.
I feel getting rid of Rob first, that's a big beast boy. Yeah. And then getting rid of the Golden God, I feel it opens the floodgates to getting rid of, like, I think Tony's impressive, and and I think he's a stud, and this is no disrespect. This is more respect on the other side. Parvati's more of a challenge beast than Tony is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, and they don't see this.
Yeah, well, that's a classic thing that happens, right? It's like the big guys are challenge based. No, and especially not in Australian Survivor, but even in global Survivor, like the big guys are a challenge based until halfway through the game, and then suddenly it's all about body weight, endurance, and technical stuff. Like,
the gimmick is with tribal challenges, you can make some strength based elements to which a strong guy could potentially help you, as long as you also have the ability to do a puzzle, which a lot of times those don't fall in together. And but the second half of the game, individual immunity, they have to be made fair for male, female, large, small. And to make it fair, it is actually tilted towards small female to make 100%. It fair. Yeah. And if you're talking about a small female, athletically and mentally, Parvati is what God envisioned to be that player.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure she's statistically one of the best female challenge beasts in the history of the show. And Tony's not even...
She's one of the best challenge beasts. Subtract the word female.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is when you subtract the word female, you've got like guys like Ozzy and Joe who have like almost like 80, 70.
Mike Holloway.
Kind of, yeah, you've got these guys who just won like every single one. Yeah. But that's I think like the top tier of challenge competitors, which is your guys who just win every time. And then you've kind of got your second tier, which is people that are winning most of the time. And I think she's firmly in that tier of like, if they're around, they've got a chance of winning like every single one.
Yeah. So, but it's crazy. Like Tony's this big threat. I'm just like the person that's the big threat is the person that's telling you Tony's the big threat.
No. You know what it is. You know what it is. I think. I think Tony is such a more obvious threat. Like Tony is eccentric. He's crazy. He's got this big personality. Parvati, like obviously amazing player, but she's just more of a normal person, right? Like Tony's a bit of a kooky weirdo. Like I get this definitely. I think George gets this, right? If you are someone who's the kooky weirdo, big Survivor character, right? You're such an obvious big threat. If you're like the normal person who's a lethal player, then you're just going to be that one step below as far as like obvious threat level, right? Everyone knows Tony, he can be running around like looking for idols, running around the jungle doing crazy shit, right? Parvati doesn't have that like eccentric is going to blow up your entire game energy, even though she totally has that capacity to do it.
Yeah, so she just picks her moments. And also Tony's not sitting around going, hey, you guys are all great. Whereas Parv's just like, oh my God, I love, like, where are those shorts from? Oh, I'm getting those shorts. Oh my God, like, I would like, we should do hair, like just whatever bullshit, like does not seem like gameplay whatsoever.
Yeah.
Comment she can make to you, you're ingesting and being like, oh my God, she's not even playing the game right now. And she's so great. I'm just like, oh my God, you moron. She's playing the game. She's only playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're seeing right now that kind of gameplay seems to be winning out against Tony, especially I think on such a small tribe where like the option is pretty binary, right? Like there's the thing about these small tribes is that there's actually not that much room to maneuver strategically. You only have a couple of options. And so I actually think, and we've seen this with like George, for example, I think George works well in a big tribe where he's got numbers to maneuver. I think Tony's probably the same. Tony probably would prefer being in a large tribe where you can move this person. If this doesn't work out, then you've got this person here you can sub in. In this small kind of tribe, building those social connections is going to be much more important than seeing the board correctly and then navigating that.
Yeah, so no, it's good. Well, the key search is on, and obvious Tommy informs us the jungle is big, Myles.
Yeah, we got our first Tommy content. He's getting rough shafting in the edit so far.
Wow. And I'm not positive, but I feel in the opening credits when they show Tommy, there's a wolf howl in the background.
There is. That's fun, though. I really like that.
Okay.
That's a bit of fun.
I wasn't sure if I was still high from yesterday.
No, there is. It's a lot of fun, though. It's a shame that we're not seeing more of Tommy because watching his preseason stuff, he seems like a fun character, but I guess there's just so many other big characters that are a bit more relevant at the moment.
It's crazy because we did not get a lot of content from hardly anyone preseason other than King George and Parvati and Luke. Like they really focus, like, not a lot of Tony. The final stretch of promotion, literally a ton of Tommy, and I'm just like, I like Tommy.
Yeah, he's got great energy.
Why isn't that guy on the show?
yeah. Where is he?
Well, he's in the jungle. It's very big.
Oh, of course.
You can't even find him with your camera.
Yeah,
he's harder to find than that key. Oh, well, guess what? Par finds the key.
Yeah.
I have in my notes, she shows Suri and the other girl. So, was it Cass is not doing well to make herself memorable in my.
Yeah, well, she found the idol. She finds the idol a couple of scenes later. So.
Well, that's the only reason I get her name.
Yeah. It's
if she doesn't find the idol, I do not have her name without looking it up on Instagram before we do this podcast.
Yeah, over on the World Tribe, it really is just the Parvati show at the moment. Like, we're getting a little bit of Lisa, a little bit of Suri, a bit of Tony, but it's Parvati. Like, everything has just been centered around Parvati.
Yeah. And further, when this podcast is over, I need to unfollow Survivor AU on Instagram because holy moly, do they like the second the episode's over, it's just like, here's them with their and I'm like, guys, like it literally takes us 3 hours to get it here and then an hour and a half to watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and like you open Instagram, it's like, hey, we're Survivor AU. We're at the top of your feed, whether you like it or not. So
yeah,
I follow them because I want to support them and I think they're great. And I was really trying to win a buff, heaven forbid. And then now I'm just like, oh yeah, season's on. I literally have to unfollow immediately at the end of this podcast because you are ruiners. So, but if you're looking for a good follow, there's Myles. You're on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's your Instagram? Because it's different.
Just Myles Kuah. Myles Kuah. Yeah.
Okay. Myles M. Kuah on Twitter, though, right?
On Twitter, yeah. And then Myles Kuah on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to get it out there. So, but everyone unfollows Survivor AU, but follow after the season.
Yeah. If you want to see me dancing around on a pole in my underwear, there's a bit of that on there.
Yeah, there's a pole behind him now, so it's true.
Yeah,
it's really happening. Oh, someone won the pictures of DK chilling and Liz.
Oh hell yeah! Congratulations to that person.
Yeah, the answer was holes.
Ah, nice.
Yes,
great movie. Winner of Survivor 48's favorite movie.
Well, no, the question was glory or death. So, there we go. All right. Parfin's key tells the girls, time to open it. Oh my God, Tony is back. It's open. What are we gonna do? Lisa is they get the lock back on somehow, some way. Lisa is in on the plan to get Tony away from camp to fill water. The ladle falls in the well. I'm like, oh my God, Tony is literally cursing the television watching this right now. There's no way.
Yeah, it's rough. It's really fascinating seeing, because also I haven't watched Game Changers, right? So it's fascinating to me seeing like Dave, George, Tony all get these like crazy dodo edits, right?
Yeah.
Like these people that you see as like the best players to ever play.
Gods and kings.
Yeah, gods and kings, and they're getting absolutely dumpstered in the edit. It's so rough.
I mean, like, because Tony's not doing anything wrong. Tony's actually doing great for Tony.
Yeah, Tony. I don't know if there's anything that Tony could be doing better other than building better social connections, but it's hard because clearly, like, the girls just get along, and Lisa has a massive like girl crush on Suri, like fan crush on Suri, right? So I don't know that there's really that much room for Tony. Like it's not like George and Dave where you can really point to this is what they've done wrong to get themselves in this rough spot. For Tony, it's like how do you not end up there? Like it's just oof.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be the remaining muscle for the tribe. I'm going to go get wood every day. I'm going to go get water. If you don't trust me, walk with me. Like, I'm willing, like, here, nothing up. I'm going to walk around without a shirt on. So there can't be anything up my sleeves. And they're just like, I don't know.
No, we trust Parvati.
I'm like, wow. So yeah. But like, it's crazy. Literally doing everything he could potentially do right. And he's getting a dodo edit.
Yeah, it's brutal.
What world do we live in?
Yeah, 2-time winner, Tony.
Tony Vlachos, the dodo.
The dodo. Yeah.
Playing a near perfect game for what he can do. Yeah. All right. So, well, the idol is at the base of Jonathan's podium. Adam Klein is screaming at the television right now.
Yeah, very exciting scenes, obviously. I think that's a bit of like shameless fan service there, which I'm all for. I'm all for a bit of like this season is very clearly like angling itself. Like there's been quite a few things that they've done with the edit and now with this idol and whatnot, where they know what they're doing. It's like this is the season for the fans. We're getting all these amazing people and we're just gonna have fun with it, right? And I think it's a bit of fun to have the idol, the podium idol.
Yeah, I love that. I'm curious what season 50 does because like this kind of thing should be in season 50. The idol should be on Jeff's podium. I want the callbacks to the early challenges that we, it's just like, hey, Jenna Lewis did this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, so-and-so won. I love that. And Australian Survivor really hits those targets when they're going for the remember, like we're gonna get to the challenge here very shortly, but it's just like Sarah and Luke did this challenge. Luke and Johnny did this challenge. Parvati's won this challenge. Parvati's going it's just like you understood the assignment.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the pressure is on season 50 now. The pressure is on because, like, this season is just so good. Like, there was already a lot of pressure on season 50, but this season is essentially showing this is how you do, like, a fan service kind of glory to the show season that just memorializes these amazing players and whatnot.
They've already won the casting battle.
Oh, totally.
I'm sorry. Like, season 50, you... Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You did not understand the assignment. And to see the people that did not get phone calls, like myself, like Parvati.
Yeah.
So, like, season 50, let's not, because, one of those things where, A, she did this, but B is just like, well, the first phone call, of course, was to Boston Rob, and he said no. And it's like, great. Buster Rob, like, how does that affect it? It's like, well, this changes everything.
Yeah, like, I understand not giving Parvati the call in a world where you're like, okay, Parvati's played a lot. We've seen it. She's come first and second, right? We're focusing on people who maybe who've had a big impact, but haven't had quite as much, like, time and space in the spotlight. But if you're calling Boston Rob, if you're calling Suri, right, then that totally negates that entire argument there.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting Aussie on who's played like 6 times and is nowhere near as good TV as Parvati, right? Like,
no, I think self-admitted from Aussie.
Yeah, like the arguments that for that some of that casting just don't really make sense. There's just not a lot of consistency. There does seem to just be a lot of like, oh, Jeff likes this person, we're getting this person on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well. Let's see. Cass finds the other idol. It's very
Yeah.
anticlimactic, but she's she's a good looking cat. Like she has been so unshown that I did not realize until two-thirds into episode 3 that she's a very attractive woman.
Yeah. Well,
Did
she's
not catch that earlier.
Yeah. She's been compared to Amanda Kimmel. That's what people are comparing her like
Oh,
game
wow.
of the season to, as someone who's like very well rounded. Obviously, great social game, good strategic game, good physical game, but lacked that kind of cutthroat edge. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard bandied around. Yeah.
Okay. And also she's a little hard to understand for some of the American viewers. I don't know, you guys are smarter in Australia, so probably not as big an issue. So, but potentially that could be a problem playing with the US players that are just like, yeah, I don't really understand what you're saying.
I mean, she doesn't seem to be having too much of an issue so far. Like she seems
Yeah.
very well into.
I'm seeing it more in comments than I am than what I'm seeing there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wouldn't put too much stock in the intelligence of Survivor fans. I'm going to be honest. Except these ones who are watching this right now.
And yeah, the smart people watching here, we're not talking about you. It's those fucking
the other
Survivor
ones.
subreddits.
Yeah.
So, we're back to the Aussie tribe. George tells Kirby to keep leading. Sarah is nervous of Shaunie, or is the word I'm looking for, jealous. Sarah tells Luke and Janine, go Shaunie. She's getting justice by doing this. Once again, I think that Sarah is like really Shaunie going next is justice for what?
Yeah, for David, right? Because Sarah is mates with David and she wanted to keep David in. And I guess she feels that like Shaunie was part of the last minute push to get David out instead of
But
George.
she voted David.
Yeah.
Punish yourself.
Listen. When have Survivor players ever been that logical with their reasonings for who they're getting revenge on and whatnot? Like,
have I mentioned my friend Sugar? Top 10 friend. First one I'm sending home. First one. Yeah. Like not even close. Go back and watch Gabon. No one there like the only person like Sugar was Ace. Sugar gets one vote from the Sugar Shack. Hey, Ace. It's like, what? He's the only person that likes you. It's fine. I'll make new friends. These guys seem open. All right. So let's see. I have Sarah is going crazy. It's day 6. It's time for immunity. And hey guys, David voted out last night, and Parv goes, whew, takes the heat off me.
Yeah, I mean, she's right.
That comment.
Yeah, she's totally correct, right? Like everything blew up, and then now she's fine. She gets to walk away scot-free.
Yeah, no, I guarantee they go back. They're like, oh man, that we weren't going to say anything, but that might have kind of sort of been an issue. And she's like, well, it's not. Next.
Yeah, it's all looking up for the Black Widow.
Whew, wow. So, well, these sandbags are 5 kilograms, but for us dumb Americans that do not have an iPhone and Siri, it is 10.5 pounds. I think that was smart of JLP to do that because this audience is, I don't know if it's half American, but
it's a lot. Yeah, totally. What do you think of this challenge? Because I'm not usually the biggest challenge guy. I really enjoyed this challenge. I don't know what it was about it.
I love a throwback. I love a challenge that one person can fuck everyone.
Yeah. I love it. I love those like figuring out how to share the load challenges in general. I think they're always a lot of fun.
Yeah. And you guys are typically so much better. Like as Americans, we watch this and, you guys go you got these 3 guys holding 800 pounds. And we're just like, yeah, that would have been about 4 minutes, son. Like they don't even edit. They're just like, just the original runtime. Yeah. Like, and throw it. Do we have any filler?
Yeah. I also love a bit of classic George just chatting with the enemy. Can I ask if you were playing again, were you like, do you think, and were you on your season someone who chatted a lot in challenges just in general?
Yeah, so my whole deal was I would destroy like the other tribe. I was just like, you're fucking losers. We're actually gaining weight over here. You're losing weight. You can never win. That we did it was Rupert versus OT, holding the rope.
Yeah.
And I can there, I'm like, you look at OT's body and you think, yeah, possibly. You look at Rupert, maybe. OT has never been in a gym and not worn workout gloves. Rupert doesn't own a pair of gloves.
Yeah.
Rupert wins this. You're losers. And I would just say just the most vile, horrible things to where whenever I felt like I was in jeopardy and I know that they're having conversations, they're just like, all right, yeah, Johnny's Johnny, but Sean's going to go to that other tribe. Burton's going to go to that other tribe.
He's definitely not working with those guys. They hate him.
Rupert's going to go that, any of these guys are going to go that other tribe. Johnny can't. And I'm sitting there just like, I'm glad you feel that way, but all I know is it literally takes me one conversation with any of these people, just one-on-one, and it's just like, yeah, sorry for that's just fucking game shit. Like I like wrestling. Like, what are you into? Like what's your favorite hobby? Like, is your husband a deep kisser or kind of a pecker? And I was like, oh my God. So, and then they're just like, Fairplay's okay. I mean, like, once that merge happened and they're like, fair play. Fast forward to day 2 post merge, they're just like, I got 5 people trying to make an alliance with me. So, and it wasn't because, oh my God, we're going to trick this. It's just like, Fairplay seems pretty cool to work with.
Yeah.
So, my conversations with any of those people were not in a friendly way. And it's a little frustrating because that's just George. George is not, even though George is his plan going in was to jump to the Americans at the merge, and fuck over Australia and to be Australia's ultimate villain.
Yeah.
That was his plan. He may or may not have been talking with Sari at my house before they went out there. And Stephanie LaGrossa, who was supposed to be on the cast, talking with her. But I think that's just George likes to chat.
Yeah, he's famous for the mat chats. Like I was a big challenge yapper as well, but I tried to keep it non-strategy related.
Yeah.
But he is famous for doing the rock up and blow everything up and say exactly what happened at the last challenge and go, this is exactly where the cracks on our tribe are. Specifically when he's on the bottom. He loves to be like, oh, I'm on the bottom. Here's where the cracks are. If I survive, you you can scoop me up. But yeah, it doesn't work so well when you lose the challenge after that.
And I don't feel like he felt he was on the bottom.
No, well, that's the thing that's bizarre. Like, why is he out there just publishing their tribe dynamics when he's not in a spot where he thinks he's in a decent spot, right?
Yeah, no, I think George was just bored and George wanted, I feel like there's a little, butterfly, the element to George. As I said, absolute genius. Beautiful mind is behind him as he's playing this game, but a butterfly. Oh, Popeye's chicken.
Yeah. If George is doing that and I'm in an alliance with him, I am going, God, fuck you. What are you doing? And I'm considering voting him out. I'm like, we've got this alliance that's really solid, and you've just told them exactly what the dynamics are on the tribe and exactly how to fuck with us when we get to merge, right? I'm like, okay, well, maybe I want to work with Luke and Janine instead because they're not going to go and do that.
Yeah, they're not running their fucking mouth.
Yeah. I say that as one of the world-class mouth runners from my season.
I'm a mouth runner. But as I said, at this part of the game, I'm just talking shit. It's just Tony, you're already doing better than Game Changers.
Yeah,
So
I like doing a lot of that as well.
Tony needs this. He spent his $3 million. Sanders is still buried in our backyard. And then Tony's like, well, actually, I got a pool, or I would have buried it there.
Yeah.
It's a very nice pool, Fairplay. You can come over. Oh, no, I'm not coming over to your tainted pool with all that $3 million survivor money. I will possibly stop by, but I won't enjoy it. And do you have good drinks and weed from being a cop and taking them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have fun, but yeah, no, George. I'm just like this is the worst George episode of all time, but it's still not. I mean,
totally.
like we love George, right? So
I mean, it's fun. It's so much fun. Like George being good at the game or bad at the game, he's fucking entertaining. I love watching George. I think he's just very entertaining. And he's being entertainingly bad this episode. Like it is very fun watching him get that dodo edit and just flounder around.
Well, let's say this happens episode 6. Like I don't feel like George gets as much airtime as he does here. I feel that it's just like, it's not the premiere week. I think if it's gonna happen, this is kind of a perfect storm for George, and he got rid of the Golden God first.
I think that's the main thing, is that he wasn't. I think for him personally, not being the first boot was kind of his win coming into the dynamics of the season. I think he knew he was in a bit of trouble, and so him taking out Dave Jonny and getting that little win, I think he's probably pretty happy with that, right?
Like I literally get a phone call, like George leaves Tribal. It's I want to say it's like 5 a.m. my time. I'm in Wilmington at this beach house, and I get this call and I look and it's George, and I'm just like, oh my god. So so 2 things are going through my head, and so I answer the phone. I'm just like, please tell me you just won a reward and I'm your phone call. And he's like, oh no, Fairplay. And I was just like, please tell me you're not hurt. He goes, oh, I'm fine. He goes, they voted me out, but I got rid of the Golden God first. It's fine. I'm like, well, I feel like I said no spoilers. And he's like, oh, I'll tell you everything. And I'm like, stop.
Yeah, the no spoilers doesn't work that well around George, especially once he has if he gets a couple drinks in him.
Well, but literally you saw his confessional, and it is like, give me my phone, and I don't know, maybe I'm his best friend. I was his first phone call.
That's cute. That's lovely.
Yes.
Oh, that's wholesome. First phone call to second favorite survivor, US survivor.
Yes, USA. I don't think he has Sandra's number.
He doesn't have Sandra's number. If he did, she would have been.
Oh yeah, easily number 1. So, thanks, Georgie. So George tells the other tribes what's going on. Aussies don't like that. Cerie's out first. Lisa's struggling. We're 1 hour in. George says Parv is the best ever, but maybe it's Tony. Who's to say? Parv says she's heard George was the best ever. He says, no, I haven't won, sweetheart. So we're an hour and 40 minutes in. Luke's hurting. George is hurting. Sarah's hurting. Parv is a fucking machine.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Sarah drops, and I'm like, George talked too much to the World Tribe, but I did put this little asterisk there. George is kind of one of us.
What do you mean?
George has been to America so many times. Yeah. Like he's at the parties, he does the interactions, he does the podcast. Like he is friends with so many. Like if George had been put on season 50, no one would have been like, well, this makes no sense.
Yeah. And he's also probably one of the only Australians who has that kind of global presence and global recognition, right? Where the US players will who aren't more into the niche Aussie survivor, the more general US players will potentially know who he is.
Yeah, I don't think Parvati knows who Sarah Talicki is.
No.
So,
I mean, Parvati strikes me as the type of person that would have done a research before going out, right? Like,
I would imagine she started with the Golden Gods first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Luke, she doesn't know the Luke Toki Jericho story.
Yeah.
So,
good story.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. It's good TV. So, but yeah, she knows the others. She's like, oh, that's the Golden God's best friend. Oh, we got Phil from the Specialist over there. Hey, thanks. And he says King Fairplay would have been on the should have been on the World Tribe. I don't do the King moniker. I feel like I'm above that.
I actually agree. I did it very briefly, and then partway through realized I actually think I sound like a bit of a knobhead calling myself the Rat King. I think the Jungle Rat works a lot better, and so you'll notice that I did not call myself Rat King again after I think it was like final 9 or something, final 10. Whenever Bounty Baron happened, I don't think I called myself Rat King at all post there because I was like, actually, I think I sound like a bit of a knobhead doing that, so I might just drop it.
Yeah, so I mean I think the Jungle Rat just because a Jungle Rat's hero journey, winner is equally as cool as King.
Yeah, and I never was in control. I was always just scrambling and scurrying around. It's it works a lot better. And I do think that the whole this fucking King thing of Survivor is so overdone at this stage.
Yeah. So because Tony, I don't know if Tony has said King outwardly, but that's a moniker for him from the fandom here.
Yeah. We need to come up with some better content than that.
So yes. All right. George is feeling good for no reason. George tells the Cookies and Cream Alliance, possibly, to do a split vote on Luke and Janine. Janine will be juiced. Luke will be liquidated. For those of you that don't know, Janine, she has what? Boost juice?
Boost juice, yeah.
Yes.
She's a very successful and famous entrepreneur in Australia who owns a very large juice chain, basically.
Yes. So I knew that from paying attention, but but for a lot of us in America, this is our first introduction to any of these people.
Yeah.
And she was indeed the godmother, with the Godfather reference. She got the music and everything. And she's a very, very successful. She was on Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh yeah, she was one of the judges on Celebrity Apprentice, but she was also on Australian Shark Tank. She was one of the judges on Shark Tank.
Yeah, so she is a big deal. So
yeah.
and I'm literally watching the Mad King.
So funny. Janine's just who is this guy? Janine is nobody talks to me like that. Watching Janine react to George coming up and threatening to her was so funny. It was so funny.
Well, I think in the real world, Janine is a huge deal. But in George's Survivor world, she is not. So
absolutely.
He thinks she's overhyped. He knows that she pays for Instagram followers. So, and he went into this looking at her as less than, and it has nothing to do with female. It has nothing to do with any of that. In the hierarchy of Survivor, he thinks she doesn't deserve the accolades that she's had. So, I'm not against his thought process.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens as the season goes on, because I guess this is her chance to prove whether she is or isn't. But yeah, on paper, she's definitely, her and Sarah are the two standouts on the whole season of the people that don't quite have the same kind of accolades as a lot of the others on various different seasons.
Were you a Janine fan before?
I was. I mean, I am someone who generally enjoys, I feel like George is quite critical of players, right? George has the people he likes and then the people he doesn't like. I generally enjoy most players who are big characters in a season. There's not many characters that I actively don't enjoy if they are a good, interesting presence on a season. And Janine she ran Champions versus Contenders for most of the game. She was the godmother, the big fun character. And while sure, she wasn't the most dynamic strategic player or anything, right? Like she wasn't jumping around, flipping, making big moves. Like she was a fun character on what was a pretty fun season. So I like her.
I have her as an upper player. I was not a Pia.
Yeah.
Fan. Like I Pia.
I think Pia falls in
for me.
Pia falls into this category. Like, I think this thing happens, and not just in Survivor, just all the time, where people who are like generally underrated and underappreciated, everyone recognizes that they're underrated, and then everyone calls them underrated so much that they actually get a bit overrated. And I think that may have happened a little bit to Pia, where initially she got a lot of hate for her season, right? Voting out Luke and then winning. And I do think that was underappreciated. And a lot of people didn't realize that she was a pretty decent winner. Like, she's not one of the bottom Australian winners for me. But also then I do think that as time's gone on, so many people potentially call her like underrated that people actually start to overrate her a little bit.
Yeah. I just feel she was a very unsatisfying winner. And with like, I think I'd like Pia a lot more if she hadn't won.
I actually agree with that. And I think, to be fair, I think part of that's potentially that cast. Like, that cast is pretty stacked. There's a lot of players on that cast that are a lot of fun, like very big characters. And so I think maybe on another cast, potentially she stands out as a more like interesting dynamic winner. But it's just that the people that she's beating are Harry, Abby, Janine, Luke, Golden God, like these guys who are very big, fun characters.
Yeah. Abby. Oh my God. Abby's eyes. Whew. Live there. Anyway, those of you guys haven't seen it, links at realitypatron.com.
Good season.
As well as these.
Got 3 players from this season on there. So if you haven't seen it, you should be needing to do your homework.
Yeah. Shaunie has George's trust, and she's ready for revenge. And I'm like, oh no. Followed by a Luke Toki confessional, King Dingaling George. I'm like, oh my God.
I loved King Dingaling. That's very funny.
It's a t-shirt. I don't know. George wants it. Well, guess what? Sarah really wants Shaunie, but not like how she wants Kirby. She wants Shaunie gone. And George, just to double down, in case you're wondering if he's got a little too much power for no reason whatsoever. Oh, by the way, folks, I just went to go get water at the water well. I have named that path George Street is the name of that path. And that's George Beach over there. And he was kind enough to give Shaunie Point Shaunie.
The thing about those kind of things is that the only time the edit is ever going to use that kind of content is if you're getting the dodo edit and you're about to get sent home. Like, that's the kind of thing, like I know it's very funny, but that's the kind of thing that is never going to make it into the edit unless you are going home.
Yes. So, and here's the crazy thing. I don't know if I should tell this story, but I am. Peek behind the curtain. So they filmed your Braves versus Brawn before this.
Directly before. Yeah, they were like 3 days after we finished, they started filming or something like that.
George leaving for the airport.
Oh, I know this. Yeah.
Gets texted a map of both camps.
Yeah.
And where the idols were played, because production does get a little lazy and stagnant sometimes. It's like, I just put it where we did last time. And so George had a map of both camps where the idols were at least some
For
of
the record, not me, because I feel like with this story, this could, as the person who was the expert on the idols, I feel like this could very easily be pointed at me, not me.
I feel like there was, because I was just like watching your season and knowing who the map came from, and we're not going to out anyone here.
Nah.
But knowing who the map came from, I was just like, that map could have been a lot better if it had come from Myles.
Yeah. I don't know how effective the map was, especially considering I didn't actually get to talk to any of the jury members. So I didn't get an opportunity to consolidate maps with people and tell them exactly where stuff was.
Yeah. So seeing where the idols have been found so far, they are not where they were on your season, right?
No, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure the beaches aren't even. It's the same beach, but I don't think they're quite at the same spot. I think at least the Australia Tribe beach. I'm not sure about the World Beach, but I think they might be like shifted slightly. There might be like some overlap or something. But
They did the same thing with Micronesia. Like that's literally Palau Beach.
Yeah.
And so they shifted us. I don't know, left. I don't know if it was east or west. They shifted us left, and we're just like, and we're sitting there, we're looking, and we're just like, dude, like this is Palau. Like that cave has to be over here somewhere. And they're just like, oh, there's no cave. We're just like, let's keep looking over to the right, and then we find the cave. We're like, oh yeah, fuck a shelter. We have the cave. We're done. And they were just like, oh, we did not want you guys over there. so yeah, but that's it. Shane, you know, that they do the shift, but yeah, George had a map both places.
Yeah.
And not from you.
Not from me, for the record. Maybe if he had one from me, he would have been able to find the thing. Who knows?
Maybe. Well, I just have my notes.
Beach, actually.
Yeah. I have my notes. George is violently misreading the room big time.
Oh, I was stunned at how bad the misread was. Like, thinking he's got splittable numbers there. Like, because it's one thing to think, okay, in this group of 4, I've got at least 3, right? But being like, yeah, I can split 2-2, and then I can split 2-2 to the extent I can go and threaten them and like make them vote a certain way. Like, bizarre.
It was like I wanted to tell myself George knows he's going home. He just wants like this is and I'm just like I don't think
that. Yeah, I didn't think that. Like that was my first instinct is that George knows he's going home. He's just being dramatic. But there were a few times throughout the episode that it really did seem like George like thought he was on top and thought he was running what was going on.
Yeah. And I'm gonna blame production on this. Because you can kind of read the room with production. It's, you know, like say me and you, or I think me and you are cool, but you're potentially planning something. So I go in for a confessional. It's just like, you know, hey, Johnny, how's your alliances? I'm like, oh, well, me and Myles are pretty cool. And they're like, okay, like, ride or dies. I'm like, I feel like we're moving that direction. And they're like, you don't think, Myles could potentially backstab you, do you? And I'm like, huh? What? Like, yeah. And like, I'm guessing George is like, oh, I'm running the show. And they're just like, and instead of, maybe you don't have the, I think possibly a producer's going, let him go with it. If that's
yeah. You say that. I think at least in my season, from what I've heard from Titans versus Rebels, when there were blindsides going on, production would make a pretty big effort to not like for my season. The one I know about is Laura, and Laura was really one of the reasons why she was so shocked is because she had no idea her name was even floating out there. Like Logan knew her name was coming up as a target there. Laura had no idea, and she didn't get taken for a confessional that afternoon, right? Like that was a huge giveaway. A lot of the time is that like, oh, this person are going to confessionals. Okay, we're not worried about you. We'll get you guys later, right? She didn't get taken for a confessional that afternoon, and then had a like mind blown at Tribal when she was the vote. I think Australian Survivor does that pretty well, and I know Titans versus Rebels had a lot of blindsides, so they must have been facilitated that way. So there's the potential there that they just went, yeah, let's just run with it, and George thinks he's on top, and we're just gonna play into it.
Oh my God. So, because that literally it, like, on a, what is this, 14 people season, that is the 15th player is production, and they're either your friend or they're your enemy, and you can use them as effective as a hidden immunity idol, or they can be as dangerous as a beware advantage. Hate the beware advantages. So. All right.
Oh, fuck me.
Janine is putting a safety vote on Shaunie, and she tells Sarah, so Sarah just needs Kirby's vote. And Kirby is like, sure, because she is literally playing easily the best game on the Australian tribe, possibly the best game of anyone out there.
Yeah, Kirby has all the information. He has all the people wanting to work with her. She has been the one who has dictated both votes so far. Both votes have been who she wanted to go home. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yes. And Shaunie loves the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, Shaunie? The camera loves you too. Very
good. 100%. Yeah.
She's got the red dress. Someone buy this girl a Chanel bag. I mean, she's played Survivor 28 times. Give her a Chanel bag.
Yeah, that's all she wants.
All right. It's time for Tribal. They're back. George spooks Janine. Janine asks Luke to go on Shaunie. And George does this big soliloquy about big movitis, and it's too early with no jury. Look over there. There's no jury. The Golden God's not sitting over there.
Also, crazy that George is lecturing anyone on big movitis and even pre-merge big movitis. We're talking about the person that blew open the game, episode 7 of Heroes versus Villains. We're talking about Mr. Big Movitis.
Well, I'm with you there, but this is also the same guy that said the play was Janine and not the Golden God episode 1. Or episode 2.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, he is flexible, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think George should be lecturing anyone about not making big moves, considering his history.
So, well, to follow this, in case to go to threat level midnight, hey, here's my pitch. I would like to be majority leader in a minority alliance going into the merge. I'm the only one that can do this because I'm immensely better than everyone here.
Yeah, that was that was rough. That was a rough watch. Oh my god.
It was literally the opposite of every great George Tribal moment ever.
It was. Yeah, I do not know what he was thinking about this pitch. It was because it was also a pitch that just in every single scenario makes you look like a absolute knobhead.
It's like you're the vote. Like you're just it was like I felt like the pitch was vote me out. Was a summation.
Basically. Yeah. It's no, you miss important part. It's hey, I'm better than you all. Vote me out.
Yes. Vote me out. But please keep in mind when writing George, that's with a G. I don't know if any of you are stupid here, but I'm better than all of you in every way. And I'm best suited to go to the merge and work with other people, which are not you.
Oh, crazy.
Glory or death.
Glory or death, yeah. Signed
Holy
King George.
moly. So Luke said I guess somehow this got out of I feel like it's that anyway. Time to vote. It's there's no idle play, and Luke says the Macedonian Jesus is gonna have to have his work cut out for him to save King George. And I was like, at least we got the Macedonian Jesus reference for George.
Gotta have your Macedonian Jesus reference. We got a bazooka reference, didn't we? We got George's Bankstown bazooka at some point. I don't have notes or anything, but I feel like there was a bazooka reference this episode or last episode.
I feel like so
his big bad bazooka from Bankstown.
Yeah. So well, he is as strong as a Lebanese housewife.
Yeah.
There is that. It's time to vote. It's Luke, Shaunie, George, Shaunie, George. George says, thanks, guys. And I think and then he goes to Shaunie, he's like, please tell me it was you, please tell me it was you. And she was like, it was. And I'm just like, well, the edit says it's kind of Kirby, dude. So, because I talked to George post him. I will say, I talked to George after he saw this episode.
Yeah.
But I did not talk to George tonight.
Yeah.
And he felt after seeing the episode that it was good to finish Shaunie's journey of the King George Shaunie.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a nice way it's a nice little bow tie to put on it.
But I kind of sort of see that, but I feel like this was Kirby.
It was, but Shaunie's a part of the move. Like, Shaunie's distinctly a part of the move. She's one of the 3 votes that sent him out. She's the one pushing it from the start. But you're right in that Kirby is the one who clearly holds all the power in the tribe. But I don't think that stops it. Like, I don't think that takes away from the moment of Shaunie, like, voting out George.
I feel like it does take away the moment. But if the Kirby story is the bigger story down the road, that's fine. But, like, I felt I felt this episode, I think we could have given Kirby the Golden God move, given her partial credit on that, and given this one to Shaunie, whereas I feel like this is Kirby's move and Shaunie gets partial credit.
Maybe.
That's
was
just
happy
how
with it.
I felt through the
Yeah.
end. So, and it may be subjective. Maybe you can see it another way, but it just felt like we're double downing on Kirby's running the show, and this was her move, and Shaunie got some kind of revenge and satisfaction or whatever, but it's still Kirby's move.
It is. Like, Kirby is the one who's clearly running it. And it is interesting seeing Shaunie kind of, so far, she's kind of had a bit of a backseat on the Australia tribe. Like, she's not been one of the main people on the Australia tribe. She's been like kind of one of the moving pieces, while it's been like Kirby and then Dave and George and Luke, who have been these big characters clashing essentially. She's just kind of been a number that's moved around, which is an interesting like spot for her to be in.
I think I think she's next. Like if Australia goes back, like I think Sarah's gonna be like, hey, I've been complacent for 2. I'm your girlfriend. Do this for me. Kirby, please. And Kirby's like, fine, I don't care. So I think Shaunie is in the, like, I think George being there helped Shaunie. And I know she wanted her revenge. I know she needed her revenge. And, and I don't think it's as cool for George if he goes out episode 6, but I feel like Shaunie's best move is George goes home episode 6.
Maybe. I don't know. I think this could be a decent move for her just because it keeps the two, like the threat of the Janine Luke together on the other side that she can appeal to Kirby with, right? Like, I think if, say, Janine or Luke goes home here and George manages to stay, suddenly you've only got one over there and you've got the 4 block here, and suddenly it gets a little bit messier. But I think here you can keep the numbers a bit thinner, and it's like, okay, you've got Sarah, Kirby, and then her as a 3, and she can appeal to Kirby there. And we've seen already, Sarah is just going to go with what Kirby does, I guess. And while it might not be Luke, like, I'm sure that they could get Sarah to vote out Janine in this next spot, right? Like, if Kirby put her foot down, because that's what she's done in the first 2 votes, Kirby's put her foot down and Sarah's just rolled with it.
Yeah. I really want to see a Parvati, Suri, Shaunie alliance.
Trust me, you and all of Twitter, the entirety of Twitter, I think, wants to see that.
But I don't know if Parvati and Suri want this as much as we do.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see.
I don't know. Like, I think Shaunie is just like, hey, do you not know that I make the best bestie ever? And I'll talk about drinking margs with you all day long. And they're just like, yeah, I'm more of a vodka girl. And they're like, you can do vodka margaritas. And they're like, yeah, but they suck.
I've got my bestie. She's been my bestie for 20 years. Like, she's right here on the island with me. Like, I don't need another.
Yeah, so no, like I feel like when this whole thing dropped, like, it's like, I think the number one thing we wanted to see, I think we want to see the Golden God versus King George, and we got it. Boom, boom. And then I think the other thing is, like, we want this, and I'm like, are we getting this?
Yeah, who knows?
So, well, JLP says the God is dead, the King is dead. I'm like, wow, talk about glib. And Luke goes, hey, I'm the King of the Jungle, and I'm finally in shape.
Yeah.
He looks real good.
He does. He looks very fit.
Yeah. So and he's like, oh yeah, you're the King of the Jungle. Next time they're playing for individual immunity, and there's still chaos everywhere. And George made it 99 days. One day shy of that just means he gets to come back. It's fine.
Yeah.
So his first day there, he goes, it's 100 days of the king, glory or death. Blah, blah. So and he finishes with, I made Survivor global, and that is a fact.
Yeah. There's a lot of people getting upset by that, and just upset by him in general, because I do think he's been making like a lot of big claims both in the show and then like on Twitter. But I think he's kind of right. I think he's kind of objectively right. And obviously you can have different arguments on like who's the best, who's been the most. But as far as like screen entertainment value and impact on the game, like George is the one who had international Survivor fans talk. Specifically, Heroes versus Villains, I think, was the moment. Heroes versus Villains was the time where Australian Survivor kind of became relevant to the global Survivor. Like it was its own like niche little thing that some of the US Survivor fans were into. But Heroes versus Villains, everyone came out and was like, "Are you guys watching this Australian Survivor thing? It's the greatest thing ever."
Yes, and I mean, Heroes Villains US is considered one, like top 5 for most US Survivor fans and probably Australia. So it's a top 5 season, and to have that theme there, and then for those of you not familiar with King George, and you see King George, you're like, holy shit, this guy. And this guy's the king.
You don't need to watch his other seasons. Like, you don't need to watch the other seasons before it either. Like, I know a lot of people who got into Survivor specifically from that season, not having watched any of the others. It's like you start. First of all, there's enough time in the game to like go through the backstories and brief it and what you need to know, and then boom, they're playing from the start. You have episode 7, and he blows everything up. He makes the move that New York Times calls the greatest like move of the year, greatest TV of the year or whatever. Like, I think like Dave Jonay, you can make an argument for being like a better player, a more impactful player on Australian Survivor, right? Or like or a bigger character, bigger like a global recognition or whatever. But as far as bringing the game global, I do think that Heroes versus Villains marked that moment where Australian Survivor kind of went global.
And it wasn't Flick.
No, it wasn't. And the constant zoom ins on her ass.
Oh, wow. And see, I'm glad you said that, not me, because I love to say it.
It's bizarre. I remember when like I was getting my mates into Survivor as like a prelude to my season. I got a lot of them to watch BBB1, and I'm like, yeah, brace yourself, because there's just going to be, in every challenge, we're going to be constantly zooming in on every pretty girl's butt. I don't know.
But especially Flick and
Flick and Kez, yeah.
And it's not reserved to just challenges. Literally, like if they're looking for an idol, the camera's looking for Flick's ass.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like, is the idol in Flick's ass? Because I feel like that's not fair.
I think they've toned it down a little bit in the most recent episodes, but even like in the most recent seasons. But there was a period of time where it was just like, oh my god, editors, like, come on.
So that is episode 3. We got to work in Flick's ass. Not literally. We just the context of it all. This is great. I'm excited for next week. I still think this is an epic fail, doing 3, 3, 3, and 1 episodes. It is.
I agree.
For a struggling network.
Yeah.
To not maximize. I just. How does the math? Why not have 5 weeks of television versus almost 4?
Listen, I'm not going to speak out against my corporate overlords, but I do think
and I want them to be my corporate overlords. So this is not a diss.
Yeah, but I definitely think the suspense of having, particularly for this season, especially with the dynamics as complicated as they are, the suspense of having like a couple of days to a week between episodes would be awesome. It'd be fantastic. Get everyone buzzing. But now it's like, it's 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Like, you don't even have time to digest the previous episode. For the big fans who are watching all the podcasts, right? How are you listening to all the podcasts before the next episode, right? Yeah. Like, you got 4 hours of podcast to get to. It's the next day. When am I? Oh, and it's the next episode. Okay, well.
We should be talking about the Golden God going home first for the Aussie tribe for a week.
Totally.
And we're 24 hours removed, and we're talking about King George.
Yeah. It's an interesting choice, to say the least.
It's dumb. It's fucking dumb. So, I mean, as I said, just content-wise, and then, I heard someone had pitched, it's just like, why don't you just do 1 a week for 10 weeks? And someone, at 10 was just like, that an episode a week won't work. And the reply to that was, it's literally worked for 25 years in America.
Yeah.
like literally.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, no, I'm loving it. I already. I'm ready to cry right now thinking about how much I'm going to miss this.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
In 4 weeks from today.
Yeah, I get a bit emotional thinking about the fact that like I just had my season, right, as a big fan, and now I get to experience this like incredible season from the whole different perspective of like Survivor alumni, which like the season itself is amazing so far and is going to be amazing, but then it's like this whole new avenue on it that I get to appreciate it from, and it's just crazy. It's just awesome. Like it's unbelievable. And like everyone said it was going to be incredibly good, and yet I think everyone still had in their mind like, is it going to be as good as everyone's saying, right? Like, can it be that good? It's like, it is that good. It is that everything that everyone was saying so far about like, yeah, it's going to blow everyone's minds. It's going to be unbelievable start to finish. So far, it has been. Like, this was what should have been. This episode was what should have been a simple vote, right? Like on paper is a simple vote. It was still awesome. It was still amazing, right? Yeah. But this was the slow episode of the week and was still so much fun.
Yeah, the worst of the 3 episodes, and I can't believe that either of us are saying that, but we're both saying that. Still better than any episode in the new era.
I wouldn't say any. I really like Operation Italy, but I would say almost any.
You know what? I give kudos where kudos. I like 47. Like
I like 47. I think 47 is
47
underrated.
As it was happening, I'm just like, I like this.
Yeah, I think it's super underrated. It just gets thrown in with the other New Era seasons when it's actually like a very good season.
So, and then after the fact, I'm just like, guys, I know we want to hate the new era. I know it's easy to hate the new era. However, that was as close to maybe not old school, but new school, which is, prior to like that's as close to the Survivor that we miss than
late 20s, early 30s Survivor. Late 20s, early 30s. Yeah. And to me, they had hit a nice little run as well, where like 45 and 46 were decent seasons. They weren't amazing, but they were better. And then it hit 47, and it looked like it was all on the up. And
then 48 just shits the bed, and we're gonna double down. Here's the winner, and I was like, what are we doing? Like Jeff, like I feel like Jeff watches a different show. Like I feel like Jeff gets like the Richard Donner cut, and it's fucking amazing, and we don't see that. And he's just like, hey, let's I have the Richard Donner. It's really, you guys didn't see that, but let's use those people. And it's just like, but we didn't watch the Richard Donner cut, Jeff. So this season sucked.
Listening to Jeff talk about Survivor is so bizarre because he has such like a different view of what he enjoys clearly from like the rest of the fandom.
From
like
all of us.
From everyone.
How is it that me, you, and the majority of the fandom all see it the same way, and Jeff's like, no. Like, really? I mean, like, literally the exact opposite. Just like, hey, do we love Joe? Not really.
He does. He sure does.
It's just like, this guy is great.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's the best guy I've ever seen.
I'm like, even with your edit, I'm just like, oh my God, they're giving this guy a Rupert edit. They must really hate this motherfucker. And then you go, and it's just like, it's just like, oh my God, you can't take Joe to the end. I'm just like, Joe is a goat. They drug Joe to the end. It wasn't, oh my God, no one can beat Joe. It's just like, everyone can beat Joe or Eva.
Yeah.
They hate both of them equally.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's so strange. I do love like seeing those clips of Jeff talking about the game and just being like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my God, the vote losses and what. Oh, anyway, don't get me started.
I think he's possibly insane. So he's having conversation with Sarah's brain from this episode, and whatever seasons 51 through whatever, we're fucked. So there we go. More beware advantages.
Yeah. Hey, I don't mind it. Send all the US guys who like don't get us back or don't want to play over to Australia. Play with the Australians.
Yeah. Myles, me and you. Let's make episodes 2 and 3 about us. We go home
and blow out real early, nice and fast. Like
yes, I would prefer to go out episode 3. You can have episode 2. There's more viewers.
Yeah. I'll burn out. No, you know what? I'll be premier. I'll go out in glorious
Wow.
style. Yeah.
Wow. You
To be fair,
really
I almost did on our season. On our season, I was genuinely like 5 minutes away from being the first or second boot of the season. So what goes around comes around. It's my
Oh my
turn.
God! You know what? I think I carried it downstairs. Anyway, you know what? I got a Kent autograph that I'm going to give away, and
Yeah.
if you want to leave in the comments why you feel Myles did not go home first, we'll let Myles decide what the correct answer is. I got a Kent autograph for you. Those are very hard to come by.
Yeah, very rare.
You were you didn't make it to the Melbourne party.
No, I didn't. No, I
Yeah.
missed out on that one.
So it's pretty much your entire cast, including PD that you sent
Yeah,
home,
I love
and
PD. He's
Kent
lovely.
and
Yeah,
Kent, and
yeah,
they're all themed together. And
yeah.
then Kent, they were just like, it was Mean Girls. You can't sit with us. And even the nicest person on the planet, PD, is like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
moly. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll give away. Leave in the comments. Why did Myles not go home first? We will find the best answer. Myles, possibly see you next week. You check the schedule. Let me know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll chat about it.
Yeah, we will chat. We will chat off air. If Myles isn't here, we hope to have him back for at least one more. Maybe plenty. Who knows? But there are other. The Duchess of Double Bay wanted to do this episode
Oh, that would have been entertaining.
4 hours ago. she was like, I was like, yeah, we don't get to watch it live, and she was like, it's called a VPN, and I'm like, it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Yeah, it's brutal.
How does Channel 10 have the technology to block a fucking VPN but not make money?
Can't do ad blockers
technology.
either. No ad blockers, no VPNs. It's bizarre. There's some powerful stuff in Channel 10.
It's like they're literally smarter than Netflix, Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Peacock. They're smarter than all of them, but they're non-profitable. Sell your technology. You know how much Netflix would pay for you not to share a fucking password or VPN work?
Yeah.
I think the answer's in the billions.
Yeah.
And we can get GLP back. It'd be great. So anyway, all right, Myles, you're on the socials.
Yep. Myles M. Kuah on Twitter, Myles Kuah on Instagram if you want me.
There you go. If you want him, hit him up. He's going to talk Survivor. He's going to talk that Survivor trash on the Twitter. He's also on Blue Sky. He doesn't use it. No one does. It's boring.
Nope.
Yes. There's no. Or did they have porn on Blue Sky yet?
I have no idea.
Yeah, what's the point? All right, I'm at Jonny Fairplay, no H and Johnny. You will not find me on Reddit. There we go. Get a cameo. Everything, all the links to all the stuff Jonny Fairplay related at JonnyFairplay.com. Everything podcast related, realityaftershow.com. Tonight we got Gabe's big move. He's talking something.
Those have been good.
I love Gabe's big moves.
I've been really enjoying. I mean, I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched like bits of various, especially the ones that have like blown up a bit. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he's so good. And me, Gabe, and stand-up comedian Wayne Memmott, who does a lot of he had the Summit podcast, and he does a lot of stuff with the Survivor podcast. We are starting a rewatch tomorrow's Wednesday. We're starting a rewatch of Brains v Brawn 1.
Yeah.
With King George. We're starting that tomorrow night. So everybody, I think the way we're doing it, we're doing the first episode for free, on the YouTube side, and then we're gonna move it to the cheapest tier, the $5 tier on Patreon. And so we're gonna this is Gabe's first experience into the world of Australian Survivor.
Oh, is it? Okay, gotta get him hooked. Gotta get him on it.
Well, he was just like, "Where do I start?" And
that's a good start. BVB 1 is a good start.
Well, I suggested Heroes Villains.
No. Got to start with BVB 1 to get the backstory. I think either 2017 or BVB 1 is where I always recommend people to start.
Yeah, and he was just like, because I want to see the first King George. And I was like, okay, so so we're watching that. I thought I did not love George until episode 3. It may be as early as the end of episode 2, but I thought episode 1 possibly, like, after Colton, my least favorite survivor of all time.
Oh yeah, episode 1 George is genuinely insufferable. It's like the worst. Like that's the only George that's worse than the George that we saw in this. I mean, this George in this episode is very entertaining. Episode 1 George is just like, oh my god, what is happening?
And it's either episode 2 or 3, George goes to production and is planning to mutiny.
Yes, yeah, I've heard about this.
and like they're on there just like, what we need to call the lawyers, and he's like, oh, it's not. He's like, I can tell you right now, it's not. And so they go back and forth and blah, blah, and so like I think they asked for like 12 hours, and so we're talking thousands of dollars, all these phone calls, and they come back and they're just like, you can, but we prefer. He's like, oh, I've already figured out something else. Don't worry about it. My bad. I should have told you that I've already changed my mind. And they're so. I don't know if you're aware, but I don't know for Australia, but in the U.S. that is in there because this has kind of gotten out. You cannot mutiny to the other tribe. It's in your contract now.
That's funny.
So yes. So thank you, King George, for always revolutionizing and evolutionizing and visionizing the game. He is the Seth Rollins of Australian Survivor. So with that. Thank you, Myles. Thank you, everyone. Leave those comments. Get yourself a Kent picture. Tell us much desired. So you did not. Oh no, you got to leave in the comments. Not here. It doesn't count. So all right. So with that, thank you, everybody. Until next time. Bye.